Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. So I just wanted to check in with everybody. We are on verdict watch for Chad Guy Daybell, and hopefully we get a verdict today. Um, they got instructions, and they may have started deliberating last night, but they did go home for the night and resumed, I believe, around 8:15 this morning. Um, with the death penalty being on the table, I imagine that is why we didn't have a quick turnaround. I am certainly hoping that we have a swift across the board guilty on all counts. Um, I think the hardest one that they had would be Tammy, but I think they did a great job, and I believe that they will find him guilty on all counts. Um, I think based on the testimony of his children, it was clear that they had been manipulated by their father for a very, very long time. We have extreme religiosity involved, and um, I just pray for justice for Tylee, for JJ, for Tammy, for their families, for their friends, and the other victims involved. We have still have the upcoming case for Charles Vallow. Lori is being tried for that in Arizona, and Brandon Boudreaux. And I hope that those are also guilty verdicts. And so this is one of those never-ending cases. I also have been hopeful that maybe some of the other, in my opinion, co-conspirators and enablers will at some point find justice as well. And maybe that will come after these convictions. I hope that this doesn't mean it's over, because I do believe there are others that could have prevented this. And I believe that there are others that could have, that were part of it. That's just my opinion. So I would love your opinions on that, as well as on Attorney Pryor. I felt, having watched him in everything prior to when the trial started over the past couple of years, I believe he's so much smarter than he portrayed in this trial. And if you follow the trial and how he, fought to get the death penalty off the table, and argued that at the last minute, that the whole case was just too burdensome for one, and that he wasn't death penalty qualified, but he waited till the 11th hour to do anything with that. I believe he intentionally was trying to throw the case. I believe that he was trying to look incompetent so that if Chad is found guilty, that Chad will have a better chance on appeal by using ineffective counsel as his reason. But I would love to hear what you guys think about it. What happened in this family? There are so many victims. There are victims that weren't even physically harmed that still remain. And so this is just another step towards justice for these families. And I pray that Kay and Larry, JJ's grandparents, can find peace after this verdict. They've been through so much, and they deserve it. What happened here was just disgusting, twisted, sordid, and horrific. And we look at Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt. They weren't far behind them, and it could have ended up in the same type of a situation. As some of you know, I am covering Brittany and Tristan Hull, Hull. I have a playlist for them. This is going in the same direction as Ruby and Jody and such. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what you think is going to come down with this verdict, what you think about the death penalty in this particular case or in general. And I'd also love to hear your insights on what you feel about John Pryor and his performance before the trial and then during the trial, if you have been following the case for a long time. So I just wanted to check in with you, and I'm praying we get a verdict today. So I hope everyone is doing well. Also, on a side note, I dropped a video not too long ago this morning regarding Team Hope and Team Adam resources for victims. And I'm hoping that we can share that. It is going to be part of my resources playlist as I start to try to trickle out valuable resources, legitimate resources for the families that tragedy strikes or they have a missing loved one. And I hope together as a community here on the Stop the Madness community that we can work together to be a support and a source for families to find legitimate resources and don't allow them to end up with sordid individuals or grifters. And I think that all starts with being part of the solution and not part of the problem. So I thank all of you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you soon.